right, Matrixx and Rhodes show supporters. Well, it seems that Snow White, in fact, is not the fairest of them all. And of course, I'm talking about the Rachel Zegler-led reboot, remake, Disney disaster. All right? Whatever you want to call it, let's just end it with Disney disaster. All right? The box office has come in. The box office has come in for worldwide gross at this point, opening weekend. We got a movie that's got at least a $250 million budget, but some are speculating it's closer to like $350 after marketing. Of course, they scrapped the Hollywood red carpet. Rachel Zegler attacked Trump supporters, and Trump supporters, instead of going out and actually blowing up Teslas or being violent, much like they did with Bud Light, much like they did with Target, just quit spending their money on their on Disney and their products. All right, especially when one of their stars goes out of its way to trash said moviegoer. Let's take a look at this because this is it's not good. A lot of reaction coming in. Discussing Film put this out. Snow White opens at $87.3 million worldwide. Budget was over $240 million. Well, in fact, right here, the Mark Webb-directed fairy tale carries a massive production cost north of $250 million, meaning it faces a steep climb to profitability. That was Variety, all right? Here we are right here, a $43 million domestic opening. That is about $2 million less than they thought. It is a disaster. Snow White arrived in theaters dogged with controversies, including criticism about the film's depiction of the Seven Dwarfs, complaints about changes to nearly 100-year-old story, calls for boycott because co-stars Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot's public stances on Israel and Hamas war. There were expensive reshoots, which added many millions to the film's budget. Yeah, it's my understanding that the Prince, I guess, the movie, from people that's seen it, the movie feels off because remember, they basically sidelined the Prince in all this. And I guess during the reshoots, they added the Prince back in, and it makes the movie feel discombobulated. I mean, if that tells you anything. Also, Gal Gadot, I'm hearing, can't sing. That's not a good sign, all right, in a musical. It is not, indeed. Oh, and by the way, the actors dogged out Trump supporters, but you notice Variety, the mainstream media is not going to include the full story. Disney, as a result, scaled back the movie's Los Angeles premiere, doing it without a traditional red carpet interview. However, analysts don't believe the divulge of bad publicity actually factored into ticket sales. Of course they don't. What a dumb-ass line and a dumb-ass sale to try to sell to people. However, analysts don't divulge that bad publicity actually factored into ticket sales. Are you morons? What are you trying to sell here? This is a situation that is never ideal. ComScore analyst Paul, good luck with that name. In the case of Snow White, kids and families likely just wanted to see a PG film and were perhaps unaware of the controversies. Oh, yeah? Because I guarantee you there's a lot of families out there fully aware that this movie was woke and full of identity politics. I mean, let's keep it real. Especially in the case of Trump supporters, they're very aware of the controversies around Rachel Zegler in this film. Boy, that's a lot of people that voted for the President Trump, remember? Still, this cinematic take on the 1937 animated classic has notched the lowest domestic debut to date for Disney's various reimaging, below 2019's Dumbo. Woo-wee! Which took flight with $45 million without adjusting for inflation. Prior remakes, The Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King all opened over $100 million. 3 of those, Aladdin, The Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King, were billion-dollar blockbusters, while The Jungle Book got pretty close with $967 million. Boy, they'd have taken that in a heartbeat. And they're not going to get any. Is this movie going to gross $400 million? Yeah, 500. I think you can safely say, nah, that's not going to happen. Rotten Tomatoes. When you come over and click on the all audience, so Rotten Tomatoes is not covering Disney's ass. You got a 23% audience score. All right. Top critics, 28%. Look, even the woke critics hated this movie. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. The woke critics themselves hated this film. So, of course, as you can imagine, reaction is coming into this. Disney is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars on their Snow White remake. This is Clay Travis. It's going to be one of the worst profit losses of any movie in their history. And it's Snow White, one of the most popular movies in the world, in world history. Do you know how impossibly hard this is to do? It was a gauntlet of bad decision and bad publicity, and it just kept coming. It just kept going. Again, I said they should have just released this Joker on Disney Plus, or just scrapped it and wrote it off. Woke Snow White bombs. Maybe next time, don't have an arrogant narcissist Snow White actress trashing over half the country. It's a bad idea. I mean, immediately alienating half of everybody that might have went and watched this film, it's a bad idea. I would contend it's closer to like 65, 75% of the viewing audience, but okay. Snow White has the lowest IMDb rating of all the Disney princess movies at 2.3 out of 10. Oh my God, it's a disaster. It really is. Wow, that's crazy. That is bad. That's all-time bad. That's nuts. The original Snow White is among the highest grossing movies ever in the U.S. adjusted for inflation. The new one will make $45 million in its opening weekend, a little less than half of Venom: The Last Dance. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was her when she trashed the Prince's involvement, remember? And yeah. She comes across, I don't know that she's quite to the point of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who I also contend is box office repellent, viewership repellent. I think we saw that with Indiana Jones. She's close. She's close. Some people are saying that she can actually sing. I showed this yesterday. When the Guardian hates your shit, you're in a world of hurt. You're in a world of hurt. That's crazy. All showings of Snow White at the local theater for 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. are completely empty. Yikes. Earlier showings have only a few seats sold. If this is any indication, this is unfolding as a financial disaster for Disney. Look, the early reports are a minimum of a $100 million loss on this thing. Minimum. That's bad. It's real bad. Yeah, right here. Snow White flops hard with a $240 million budget. When you say, quote, may Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace, did Rachel Zegler jeopardize her future in Hollywood? To be profitable? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know if y'all saw her hairy ass back come out the other day. I was like, whoa, what is happening here? What is happening? Yeah, Disney will lose millions by casting a hairy brown goblin as Snow White. But it's not about the money, it's the erasure and psyop to subvert us from finding brown goblins attractive. Another front in the war on whiteness. No doubt about it. No doubt about that. That's good. That's a good one to end on. But, yeah. I mean, redheaded characters, you can forget it. They're trying to abolish those. They're trying to Thanos snap those in. Well, if you Thanos snap, half are still in existence. Never mind. No, worse than Thanos. God, what a disaster. Tell me what you think. Snow White, worse than expected. It is the worst Disney disaster to date, it looks like. Wow. And that's a feat. That's a hell of a feat. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.